Welcome to Games Overboard. I'm PJ.
I'm Dan.
And
I'm neither of those people.
we have a special guest this week.
This is my buddy JB.
Hello.
You gotta get closer, buddy.
Hi. Okay.
See, that sounds so much better.
Yeah, hi everybody. I'm JB. I was expecting that song to be a lot shorter. I was like, all right, cool. This is gonna be like a couple bars, and then the drums.
Yeah, no,
came
it's
in.
long. It's long. Anyway,
Yep. All right, so first we want to talk about the big event that we had.
yeah.
Last
So
week.
that was last week. We did. It was a fundraiser for Janet Weiss, right?
Children's Hospital.
Children's
yeah.
Hospital, yeah. And that was at Helix. Was it Helix Tabletop Gaming? Is that what it is?
Yeah, Helix Tabletop Gaming Guild.
Yes, that's it.
And yeah, it was so much fun. Like,
Oh, we had a great time.
Really incredible.
Had a pretty good turnout, and I'm happy
Yeah.
to say that they not only reached their mark, but got just a little above their mark.
Yep. Yeah, their goal was to raise $1,000. They got 1084.
Yep.
So, like, super happy. for
Oh
them.
yeah, and good for them.
Yeah. Especially for a store that's only been open for like a
month.
little over a month.
Yep.
That's awesome. Like, that really.
That is really cool. We had a good time. We got to teach some customers some games that they've never played before. Mm-hmm. And we even got to teach the owners 2 games that they've never played before.
Yeah,
which
so
was a lot of fun. Well,
we
the
played
owner-
Scythe, 6-player Scythe.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
It was awesome, though.
So
like,
much fun.
The game, like, you know, like the map was full of people, like, almost instantly.
Yeah.
And
I love this. JB's over here going, I have no fucking clue what's going on.
I don't know what that game is.
It's actually right there.
And I missed the event. I mean, if anyone's curious, I spent the night at my house instead of being there, and I also had a wonderful time. I met my goals as well.
Was that called eating and sleeping?
Yeah, sure.
so this is.
Oh, there was other stuff involved?
Yeah, I reached the target goal of several hours of YouTube, and then I'm pleased to announce that I actually went a little bit above my targeted goal.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Fantastic. We're real proud. I was up till 1 watching YouTube videos last night, so you know. So we got like 2 hours into the game, and like D&D was starting. So and several of our players were like in the
They were
campaign.
in the campaigns, yep.
So we we're like, hey, at least we taught it. What you guys think about it? And they all loved it. And they all said they're going to buy themselves a copy now.
Yeah, it's not a cheap game.
I mean, the base game is it's regular board game price. And then when you buy all the other stuff, it
not a
adds
cheap
up.
game.
It adds up.
So we also taught Libertalia.
Yeah,
Which
one of our
is-
favorites. If you haven't heard that episode yet, like check that game out.
It's something that Angie and I play a lot when we get bored, like
Yep.
right after dinner. Which is like, well, we're already at the table. Just get Libertalia.
Yep. All right. Yeah. Then we talked about we played Snake
We played
Oil.
Snake Oil.
We played a lot of Snake Oil.
That was a lot of fun.
That
I
was-
think you'd enjoy Snake Oil.
Oh yeah, definitely. Snake Oil is one of our favorites. We love that game.
Yes.
So Snake Oil is like Cards Against Humanity, where like one person's a judge and other people, play something and they want to win the judge's like
Approval, basically.
approval. And what happens is the judge picks a character. Like the back of the box is the best example. The judge is a caveman, so they are your customer, and everyone else is trying to sell that customer a product. And some examples on the back of the box, like you have to take 2 cards out of your hand and put them together to make something, like a beard brush or cave paint, things like that. And one time there was the hitchhiker, and I played the family razor because you just want the car for yourself. So
See, he gets
Okay.
it.
Yeah. No. See, and it's funny because that's the direction I was thinking, and I was like, I'm not gonna say something like that out loud.
no, yeah, the game gets dark
Oh, yes, it gets very dark.
very quickly. So yeah, that is Snake Oil in a nutshell. And it is so much fun.
The one card that we played, which was my favorite, was... What was it? We were trying to sell a snowman something, and Garrett, who's the owner of the shop, came up with Tinsel Cock. And we immediately thought,
I was the snowman. Yeah.
we were like, oh my god, this is... Because he started off with, well, it reminds you of Grandma's house. We're like, what the fuck does your grandma have sitting out in the open? And he's like, no, it's a rooster, but its feathers are made of tinsel, so it reflects all the light off. Like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's the wrong direction.
Totally went in the opposite
My
direction.
grandma was a freak, so it's not at all what I was thinking, you know.
It's the same here. Like, none of us were thinking that.
Cool.
So, yeah, we had a great time. A lot of people were, there's just a lot of smiles that day of, people playing games, learning new games and playing old ones and just having a good time. We were there for
9 hours.
9 hours. Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had a great time, and I picked up a new game, which we have yet to play.
Yeah. We've been invited back for other events next time they have one and things like that. And we can't,
yeah.
we can't wait. Like, Dan has some good ideas already of things we want to do there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I will say that place is great. For not being open very long, for being new in town and stuff, I really like it there. They have that awesome back room that you can like rent out for like D&D and stuff.
That D&D room is
So
cool.
They have this incredible play table, and then they have like TVs. And
He
then, like,
he built that table.
Yeah. No, he was telling me he built it in the shop. He's like, yeah, I built it in the middle of the shop, which it's a gigantic table and then a regular sized doorway. I was like, why didn't you just build it in that room, dude? I'm not trying to judge the guy harshly, but it's just like.
Well, he needed light, man. He needed light.
Back room's phenomenal, though. I can't wait to do some games in there.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be awesome.
Absolutely. And with that, speaking of games, let's talk about the game of the week.
It's Beast.
Yeah. So we're doing something different where this will be half of the review, and then we're going to play this game again.
This is a
Get another review.
mildly complicated game.
Yeah.
So this is a one against all hidden movement game, and most of these games we don't have a problem with right away, but this one it's fucking tough. It's a pain in the ass.
We were constantly like noses in the rule book trying to figure stuff out until the end.
Yeah, until the end when it didn't matter because JB and I lost anyway.
Well, we figured out during the last round that we completely misunderstood a bunch of the rules from the very beginning.
Yeah, which is why I don't want. Which is why I don't want this conversation to be like the final conversation. This is only half of an episode, and we're gonna finish this episode.
Yeah, we were learning it, but there was a lot of specific questions about semantics on how things are worded, and it was confusing. And you guys, all right. So I'm new here to your podcast and stuff, but a little background. I consistently get frustrated with Dan all the time in my daily life.
It is true.
And we keep playing games where me and him are on a team, and it's frustrating. It's fun though. It was fun. But we would consistently think we had an idea on the game. We would come up with a plan, and then 4.5 seconds later, that would go out the window because we completely misunderstood everything, and we weren't listening to the other one. And it was
It's
horrible.
like Sonar all over again.
Yeah, I'll never. I don't understand why. The other night we played Sonar, and I've never wanted to fight this man so hard in my entire life. And then they're like, "Hey, why don't you come back in a couple of days and we'll play another hidden movement game, and you and Dan can be on a team." So we did that.
It was going to be 3 of you on a team, though.
That's right.
So
We did have a cancellation.
Yeah, which I wonder how much that would have changed the game.
I don't know.
Having that 4th person, because we would have swapped to a bigger map.
Mm-hmm.
But there'd be 3 of you all working together and everything. So I wonder how that would play out.
Yeah, like how many friendships do I want to ruin in one night? So I mean, like the game wasn't horrible, like you said. It was a little complicated at times. We were checking the rule book quite a bit, but I also just don't think that you and I specifically are very good at these types of games.
No.
Like, I think next week we should play Rummy 500 or something, Like, I'm good at that.
Or, like, I wouldn't mind trying one of the Star Wars games. We always talk about it, but,
we always talk
big old
about
skirmish
it.
game.
And I think because you can do Rebellion in teams of 2.
No teams. Let's not do...
You don't want to do teams?
I mean, I do, but no. Oh, God. We've done so many team games and they fail.
Well, this is Rebellion. I mean, someone can be the Empire and 2 other people can fight about how the fuck to run the Rebellion, How are we going to fuck over the rest of the, the galaxy today?
So,
So we played Beast, though.
Yes, but we played Beast.
So Beast.
So back
I was
to Beast.
the Beast, and Dan and JB were
We were the beauties.
hunters.
The beauties.
Beauties.
I think
Yeah, I was cute.
you're sexy, man.
I was real cute. I do like that about this game.
So, I you know, like the way the game plays is you draft cards and then use those cards to move, attack, hunt. Me as the beast, I would like summon smaller beasts and eat sheep and boar and all kinds of stuff like that.
Yes, we were bored to death.
That's not worth
Horrible.
acknowledging that pun. That was not good.
Yeah, fuck you, JB.
So you edit these things, right?
Oh no, that's he's gonna keep that in.
That one will stay in just to make fun of Dan.
Yes.
We'll add an extra 30 seconds of awkward silence.
Yeah.
It's just so bad, dude.
We're gonna harp on this. Can we just move on from the bad joke?
You can, yeah. I'll
He's not going to.
I'll bring it up later.
Yeah, I'll come back.
He's gonna hold a grudge.
Hold on.
Oh god.
Oh yeah.
What are you doing? Oh fuck. No. Don't you fucking dare. Oh, I hate you.
This one is called
Fuck you. I was hoping you'd forget about this.
A Death in a Museum.
Cocksucker.
All right, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm not
hold on.
going anywhere.
He's gonna give us a stupid fucking logic puzzle, and we have to figure it out by the end of the episode.
Okay.
A man wearing a balaclava runs out of a museum.
What's that?
It's
I'm interrupting you right now.
no, I was gonna explain anyways.
The
It's-
steel club and hats.
no, it's
no,
the ski mask that bank robbers
Oh,
use.
gotcha,
and-
gotcha.
Yeah, like holes in the mouth.
All right, cool.
I love the clubbing seal
Cool.
thing.
It sounds like a pastry. So
Baklava, yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Man wearing a baklava runs out of a museum.
Wait.
Yes, I said baklava.
Okay, all right, okay.
So a man wearing a balaclava runs out of a museum carrying a painting under his arm. A police officer sees him, shoots him dead, then commits suicide shortly after. A couple of days later, the man with the painting is buried and named the favorite son of the city. Why?
See? Exactly. Isn't this so fucked up?
This
Yeah,
is actually one of the easier ones
Ow.
to figure out, other than like one stupid thing.
I got nothing. I mean, the great thing. I mean, I'm not getting paid to solve this, so I'm just gonna forget it immediately.
I usually do.
Yeah.
Oh, but I won't let you forget it. That's
No,
the
he's
thing.
going to bring it up constantly.
So,
He does this just to piss me off. He's been doing this since we were in high school, coming up with stupid things just to piss me off.
A little taste of your own medicine. Yeah.
All right, sure, if you want to put it that way.
You gotta fight fire with fire.
why is he wearing a ski
I don't
mask?
fucking know, and I don't care.
Why'd he get shot? Why'd the cop shoot himself?
Because we need a happy ending to the story. I don't know.
All right, so this is a hidden movement game.
Beast.
Beast. So their goal is to kill the beast before or hold out for 3 nights and
Protect
the settlers and villagers. And if they can do that, then the hunters win. If the beast meets his goal, whatever that may be, in this case it was eating 2 settlers.
Fucker.
Then the beast wins. And so let's just talk about components here. What do you guys think of the...
There are a lot
production
of little
quality here.
pieces. A lot of little pieces.
It's a busy board when you first set it up.
It's a very busy board. The artwork on it, though, looks really nice. I do like the map layout. Of course, we were only doing the small side.
Yeah.
And I like the artwork that's on all of your player cards or your player sheets, whatever they're called.
Player mats.
Whatever.
Yeah.
What are you looking at me for? It was fine.
Yeah, like in terms of artwork, I have no complaints. It's a gorgeous game.
Oh, it's very pretty.
The board has like, I don't know if you noticed that the icons and the settlements are like raised off the board a little bit.
Yep.
There's like some,
that.
which is just really cool. The player's mini map, where usually it's like a whiteboard or something, like in Sniper Elite or
I love the board for Sniper Elite.
Where here it's like this awesome cardboard map that's surrounded by a screen, like a Dungeon Master screen or something.
Yeah, that was really nice.
And the really interesting thing is how you track your movement, which are cards that say north, south, east, or west, or no movement. And you put them face down to show that you moved somewhere, which is really cool.
The one thing that I will say, you get a little marker to put on your map. Mm-hmm. I wish there were little spots to put that marker.
So it didn't like slide around.
Yeah.
Little
indentations.
Little peg holes.
That's the only thing that where I could see that I would get very frustrated.
Yeah.
It's like someone would be on the table like, fuck, where was I?
I mean, that's the good thing about having those cards is you can like pick them up, look at them, and like retrace your steps, so to speak. You know, you could do that.
That's too much work.
The only complaint I have is there are these little watchtowers, and I had to super glue them together because, like, when you put the standees together, you pick them up and the bottom just falls right off.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to glue those together, but I mean, that...
Now we're nitpicking.
Yeah, it's a nitpick for sure. Components-wise, this game is amazing. Like, it's absolutely incredible.
So as the Beast, you get to go and eat farm animals and stuff like that. Like, but those are
little
wooden pieces.
Yeah.
How long did it take us to figure out that was a boar and not an anteater?
I mean, I thought it was a giant beetle.
Yeah.
It was a few minutes of arguing and then 12 seconds of consulting the book because we were arguing instead of taking our time.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, once you know what it is, it was good. Like, you guessed boar. I did not. You know, and like I said, like the pieces and everything, they do look cool. The little money coins, which are confusingly called grudges, I like those. They were like I kept on calling them Majora moons, but they were like they were like somewhere between the moon and Majora's Mask and something you would see on Legends of the Hidden Temple.
If you ever played the game Zuma, like something out of that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like they were cool. The cards were like really detailed. We found out like halfway through there's like lore on the back of them about all our characters.
Shit, we barely read these.
But by that point, we were just like halfway through the game. We're like, okay, I don't care. Okay, I'm a princess who ran away from my kingdom, and I have a bow. Okay, cool. Let's just move on.
And my character liked to always make traps and catch things because he was a sociopath.
Yeah. I'm waiting until we get into talking about mechanics here. That's the thing. I got a lot to talk about. But
overall presentation, I think this is a very pretty game.
Yeah, if we did like number scores, like presentation, 10 out of 10. Like
Absolutely.
The presentation of this game is awesome.
We never do that.
No, we don't.
But
we don't.
We're starting and ending it today.
That's right.
Right now.
First and only time.
You'll never hear the number system again.
Or numbers.
Yeah.
Unless it's a game about numbers.
Shit.
Fuck.
All right. What works about this game? What are some things that are...
I don't know. I'm JB. I know you want to say something. He's like, ah.
The next section is what doesn't work. So.
Well, I mean, we already covered the artwork works. It's good. I like it. Spoilers. I didn't enjoy myself in this game.
What? Whoa, hold on. We have no idea.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the negative stuff. Okay, I'm here to criticize. I'm a hater. I'm not here for helpful discussion.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I like the card drafting at the beginning of the day.
Okay, so that
is
weird. I mean, this is probably one of the oddest ways to draft cards that I have seen in a game, and I'm torn on it because at one point I'm like, oh, it sucks because if you're not paying attention, you know. Yeah. Whoever's the beast can really fuck you over.
Like card drafting in games is pretty common, but In this, like the top there, each card has 2 actions. The top action is for the hunters, and the bottom action is for the beast. And so, when you are drafting cards, you want to hate draft sometimes.
Yeah, it's spite. We were mostly driven by spite.
Yeah, you want to look at what the other people are looking at too, and deny them those abilities.
And it's not just that. So, well, all right, let's back up, explain how the drafting works.
So everybody gets 4 cards.
Yeah, for people who don't know how card drafting works, yeah.
So you get a hand of 4, you look through them, you choose what you want, you choose 1.
Yeah, you pick 1 card.
And then all the other cards go in clockwise fashion to the next person. And then that next person gets to take the hand that you just had, and now gets to choose their own card. And everybody's hand cycles through everybody until there are no cards left.
Until they're all gone.
And it's...
So similar to Sushi Go and like lots of other... like card drafting is pretty common. This is probably the first card drafting game that I own. But I've played lots of card drafting games and things like that.
Yeah,
it's one of those things where, like you said, the cards are... Both the hunters and the beast use the same cards. It's, the top half is what the hunters do, the bottom half is...
Yeah.
It's really easy to be short-sighted and only look at your stuff.
Yes.
Or accidentally read the wrong side, the wrong one.
Yeah.
I've done that a couple times.
On top of that, they have the different color circles. There's like the blue circle or the half orange circle.
Oh, yeah.
So you have multiple things you have to keep in mind, because you can't play... you can play up to 2 cards in a turn. You can't play 2 orange cards or 2 blue cards. You can play 1 of each.
Yeah.
Right.
So the first draft... all was great. I was happy we were doing good. we were doing good with this. Because, again, I feel like we were all being short-sighted. We were only looking at our stuff. We weren't concerned about anything else.
Yeah.
And I happened to find the best spite card ever. So,
you did. Card.
Which we never got again.
Because I took it.
Because he took it every round from then on.
Bastard.
Well, it didn't show up round 3. But
No, but round 2 we had it again, and you immediately took it from us.
First round, we're happy, we're just playing stuff. And then by the second card draft, you start to figure out which cards you don't want the other guy to have.
Yep.
But then on top of it, you have to keep track of those circles, because you can't play 2 of the same colored circles. So first time I had a blast. It was cool. I feel like I liked my cards. Second time, so Dan and I are on a team. I, without thinking about it, had only like blue cards, and he had only orange cards. And you really want to mix, so you can do more than one thing a turn.
If we were able to mix and match our cards, we would have been golden.
Yeah, right?
But we can't.
And you collaborate. So we were showing each other cards, discussing like what we would pick, what our strategy would be. And by the last round, it was like, I don't care, dude. Just pick whatever you want. I don't care. I don't care. Just whatever.
We fucking lost anyway. We just fire.
Meanwhile, I'm on my side. So,
oh yeah, he was having a great time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. PJ was having a blast.
Yeah. So how am I going to do this? I'll just walk in a big circle and fuck with them, because that's what I do. And the thing is, we knew that that's what he was doing the first round.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing, because you assume, and I gotta give it to you, because that was an amazing strategy, but because we didn't think about it until like halfway through the game, because it's a hidden movement game. All we know is he's moving 1 or 2 spots, and if like you enter a spot he had previously been on, you get like a trail token. You know that you're on his trail, but not which way he went, and everything. I didn't realize until the very end of the game that those reset. So I just thought we were running into trails from day 1 on day 3, and I was ignoring them. I just thought we were lost in the woods. But brilliant tactician, PJ just was like walking in circles one day.
I wouldn't call him a brilliant tactician.
No, it was brilliant because we didn't think he would possibly be doing that.
It was brilliant because he looked at us and went, well, this is going to fuck them up. That's exactly what he did.
I mean, it also doesn't help that we were sitting 2 feet away from him and then arguing about what we thought he was doing.
Exactly.
So he was able to take our ideas into consideration.
Exactly. That's true.
I was miserable. No, I had fun. Just, not...
Anything else that works?
I really like that every night. So this game you have 3 nights to accomplish your goals. But every night it replenishes the villagers, or if they're not killed, they're healed. Mm-hmm. And the hunters get a chance to go out and purchase, new cards, new items for themselves.
Yeah.
Either a free item that's there, doesn't happen very often, or you buy them upgrades with the
it's like upgrades, like
the
power-ups.
the grudges that you have, the money.
Items are like a separate thing, though.
Right. And then while the hunters do that, the beast gets to do the same thing. Gets to upgrade and pick new cards, purchase new cards with their power, spending ability, whatever it is. I don't see a beast going like, let me get my wallet out.
Yeah, it's grudges.
It's grudge.
The
like,
Wolf Queen is like, I'd really like to look into diversifying my
my portfolio.
here.
Yeah, the currency is called grudges because like there's a very anti-colonialism like vibe in this game. Like it's people moving into an area. And then the old gods, the beasts of the area, are like trying to get them out and things like that. And so that's why like the currency is grudges, where like we're eating, the beast is eating all the people, so the people are getting angrier and they're building up this currency.
They're going, the beast, we're so angry, we'll give you this product now.
And the beast is getting these grudges going up, which the angrier they get, the more powerful they become.
Anti-colonial from the beast standpoint, you're defending
from
your
the
land.
Beast standpoint,
I'm a full-on colonizer here. I'm running around trying to exterminate the local wildlife to make room for some.
Your town is being terrorized by these wolves, these intelligent wolves.
Anyway, as far as what else works, no, I do like the items in the game. I thought that was cool because they're their own cards. Sometimes you'll get a card that says like, pick up an item. And I like the way it is how you have your deck of items and then you have, 3 on the table. And so either you can choose one of those 3 and you can read them over, you can discuss it, or you can blindly take one from the deck.
Yeah.
Which I really enjoyed that. I thought that was a cool system to do, to give you that little bit of a choice. You're not just blindly pulling from a deck. You can kind of strategize and figure out which one you want to pick.
Yep.
I think we constantly made poor decisions, but that's besides the point.
Yes, we did.
What didn't work was us. So I really liked that. I liked the item system, especially the further we got in, the more of them we got to see. Some of them were incredibly powerful. They were incredibly useful. If we had used them
properly.
Some of them were great. They seemed like they really could have been just a fantastic boon to our side in this. Spoilers, they weren't, because we're terrible at it.
Yes, it's called squandering a good thing.
But I really liked that. I thought the items were cool. I'm trying to think of other things I liked.
Besides the pure frustration.
I mean, I liked spending time with you guys.
The
best thing about the game was it brought people together until it drove us apart.
That's right.
I really just enjoyed the idea too that like if you crossed over a path where I've been, then like a trail marker appears. Where most hidden movement games, you have to specifically say, have you ever been here?
Right.
And then you say yes or no, and you put the marker down. Where this, like, as soon as you enter a spot where I've ever been, then, like, boom. Like,
a tracker, like, marks.
Yeah.
A marker appears, that's what I'm trying to say. A marker appears of where.
Yeah. So then if you were planning on moving, like, 3 spaces east, you move 1 space east and hit a marker, you'd be like, oh.
Well, he's moved somewhere around here.
Yeah, like, okay, I'll go east and see if he's there. Nope. Okay, I'm gonna go back then. I'll go back the other way and see if he's somewhere else then. So I thought that was like a really clever.
That's a very cool
mechanism
mechanic.
There.
Things we don't like. Before JB goes on to his tirade, I just want to say that I don't feel like you had enough cards, especially as the hunter. I don't feel like you had enough cards to effectively do any of your hunting.
See, that's how I felt as the beast. I'm like, once I did 1 turn, I'm like, shit, I'm down to like 4 cards now.
Exactly.
It would have been nice to have some sort of option to like trade to get like a new action card out of the ones that were not currently in our hands or something. Because it was really easy to pigeonhole yourself. Like you mentioned, like, when you cross the trail, like, oh, cool, it lights up. But it functionally like has to, because it's hard for you to get a card that lets you like check the spot you're in for the enemy.
It's not like Sonar where you can like scan a row or something like that, Yeah.
Like, you have to have a decent idea. I mean, honestly, your best bet is to wait until someone reveals themselves and hopes you're just really close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which happens pretty quick because, like, you just start chomping on sheep, you know, and so you get a pretty good idea early on, like, where the beast is, at least initially.
Generally, sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you make an attack and the hunters are somewhere nearby, cool.
Yep.
Otherwise, we're chasing our own tails.
Yeah.
But a lot of that was us, again, like, we were learning it as we were going along. I feel like the second time we play it with an understanding of how the game actually works, so it's gonna roll a lot smoother.
Agreed.
I hope so.
100%. My biggest complaint is the language in the game. Like, you can tell, and it's no fault to them per se, but English is definitely the designer's second language.
Right. Speaking of which, we never did. It's up there.
Yes.
We never did do a shout out to the creators of this.
So it is designed by Aaron Midhall and Elon Midhall.
Okay, great. And that explains why the studio is called Studio Midhall.
And Asar Peterson. So yeah, it's and you can watch like videos of them online, like just, you know, explaining how the game works, and it sounds very very Scandinavian accent. I'm not sure exactly where they're from. Because of that, like, some of the, like, I wish they would have hired a better editor for the wording. Printed on the board is a typo.
I didn't even see it. What does it say?
Yeah,
what do you got? Yeah,
where
whip it out, babe.
All right, here it comes.
Zip.
So it's for the pass ability. Pass your turn. You can only pass if there are no other player with fewer action cards in hand than you.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Plus, it's like way too many words to, like.
It's a lot of
you
words.
You can only pass if you have the least amount of cards.
Yeah,
because we had to read it like twice because we thought we had it. And we're like, wait, what?
But then I realized why they worded it that way. First off, you know, like, typos aside, that they forgot, like, the S and things like that. The fact that the reason why it's worded like this is you can tie for least amount of cards.
Right.
Like, Dan and I tied at the least amount of cards, and I could have passed because of that.
Mm-hmm.
But we misread that rule, and so it screwed me up there. But because it's just really weirdly worded, you know,
and it is very odd.
There are several things in the rule book that do that just are strange and don't, you know, it took a couple times to figure it out.
Yeah, well, I mean, it took for 2/3 of the game for us to realize that we can't just pass, sacrifice our card to make a movement and then use another card, like play another card.
Oh, yeah.
You can play 2 cards. Or you can skip.
Yeah, that is weird. There are 3 things you can do during your turn. You can play up to 2 cards. You can pass, if you can pass.
If you can.
Or you can discard a card to move a
space. One space.
And we were treating those like actions in D&D. Like, you have 2 actions per turn. Like, you can play a card, and then you can discard a card and move, and then we realized most of the way through, wait, no, you can't. It's one or the other.
You can do...
And it even specifically says, like, you can't mix discarding a card with playing a card, and we did it half the game.
We're like, oh, whoops.
And fortunately, it didn't break the game in any way, you know?
No.
When Shanna cheats on the game, like, she breaks the game. It stops working, which is quite a feat.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
The book in general, it was a mix of either things being, like, too wordy or not specific enough. I mean, we had multiple times where we were trying to, like, figure something out, and we were all taking turns going through the book and not finding it. Like the thing, like, on your character card profile thing for, like, the character.
Oh, God.
Yeah, the character mat.
Yeah, up top, it looks like it's just like, oh, here's, like, an ability you just have. Like, it doesn't cost anything. And then we realized after trying to figure out what it meant, we're like,
looking
those
the
are
entire
just
fucking rule
they're
book.
just saying the names of the cards your character starts with, which we already knew because they were the cards
with
there's
a picture
of our character on them.
Yeah.
Like, everyone starts with these 3 abilities, but we're reading it like something completely different.
Yeah, we thought it was some unique ability just for that character, but no, it's
So we were like looking up the diagrams in the rule book that had a picture of the character card to be like, there's got to be a thing where there's like a number next to each of it. And there is one and we're like, oh, we found it. Cause it's like, it'll be like a numbered list. Like, here's like section A, this means this. We're like, oh, here it is. And we look at it and the number that happened to be next to that was just like, this is your player card. we're like, come on.
God damn it.
Yeah, it was a mix of being really specific and wordy or a
too
lot
vague.
of it too vague. Yeah. And I mean, we found out halfway through the game that the beast you were playing has like a really, really odd detriment to it. It's just like the basic part of the game, the point of the game, you kind of can't do unless under specific circumstances, and that's weird.
So, like we said earlier, like, to win this scenario, I had to eat 2 settlers. The only card I had to eat people to attack could only be done in forests. Settlers are in towns, and they don't move. So how do I attack them if I can't do the action in a town?
You have to terraform the town back into the forest.
Exactly what it is. You have to terraform.
I would have had to purchase the transform upgrade to be able to turn towns into forests. Yeah. Or I found a loophole where I just sicked my minions. I sent them into towns.
Yeah, your fucking minions.
And also, like, the beast has its own item shop called Beastly Abilities, which JB really enjoys.
I giggled at first.
Sorry, no, it wasn't beastly abilities, it's beastly talents.
Yeah,
beastly talents.
It just sounds like a section on like my dating profile. Here
are some of my beastly talents.
Yeah, about me. Like, yeah, here's my beastly talents, and it's a short list of things that no one's gonna hit me up about. Like,
So I was able to win the game because I had a beastly talent that let me just attack, and it wasn't restricted to a certain terrain type.
Right.
And that's how I was able to do that.
And again, we only figured that out because it just says, like, these villagers need to die. Like, you need to kill them. It's not like...
Yeah.
I don't think it specifically says, like, the beast needs to kill them, or it's just, like, you figured out at some point, like, oh, okay, I can...
Yeah, it just says they have to be dead,
Which then was extra frustrating to us, because your minion guys who can summon from several spaces away when we don't know where you are.
Yeah.
So we're just like chasing you down, and then you're just summoning them a couple spaces away from us, like in the town.
Yeah, I was sending my wolves east while I'm going west.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna go this way. Hey, Wolfie, go over there.
Yeah. By day 2, when you figured out that you had to buy a superpower to reverse time on how towns are built,
try to do the Superman move, try to spin the earth backwards.
Yeah. You're just sending wolves all over the place. Which wasn't a bad strategy. Between that and running in circles, you really had us.
Yeah, he did.
Well, I'm a dog, I had to run in circles a couple times.
Chase your tail,
Yeah.
Make sure this area is good enough to lay down in.
Something else, I didn't even bother looking it up in the rulebook because I didn't think the rulebook would have it in it because it's vague. You guys made the great strategy of going into the towns to protect them, which I think was genius.
Yeah.
But then if I were to have gone there, and another reason why I didn't look it up is I was going the other direction that you guys were going. But if I would have gone to that town and attacked, like, in my head, I would have attacked you because you were there protecting it. But I don't think the rulebook states I probably could have just gone around you and attacked the settlers anyways.
Yeah.
Probably.
Right? And it's...
In my head, I wouldn't have done that. I would have, like, tried to force you out and then, just because it makes it more fun and more fair that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we eventually realized that we didn't need to beat you, we just needed to prevent you from winning.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And
you hold out for one more night and you would have won.
And like I said, it would have been a genius strategy. We're like, why don't we just stay still in these towns? But then we didn't do that.
Exactly.
The inability of me and Dan to stick to a plan was incredible.
There were so many times that they were, well, this will come up.
Look, it doesn't help that we both have some form of ADD.
No, we would come up with a great idea. Like, I went and then he went in turn order. So I was like, oh, I can get an item. Hey, if I get this item, because you're currently right next to me, I can really help you out, and we can do this thing on your turn. And he's like, cool. And then it's his turn, and he just like warps across the other side of the map before I can use the item on him. So like, it's fine.
We were given false leads.
Well, yeah, we were coming up with plans, and then the second we had any new information, just throwing them out the window, forgetting we had those
Fuck that
plans.
plan, we gotta do this one.
So we helped you defeat us.
Yeah.
The plan of just staying in town would have been great because we had all these abilities and items and stuff where we can like either defend or heal the settlers that are next to us.
You know, I think
But we didn't do that.
I think our original plan would have worked really well. We planned to just kill the settlers ourselves.
Yeah, that's another thing. We thought we found a loophole in the game, but we didn't explore if we're actually able to do it or not. Because again, all we have to do is for the beast to win, he had to kill 2 settlers. Well, I have attack moves. Why don't I just kill the settlers myself? If I kill him, he can't kill them.
Exactly.
So we didn't test that, but that was our first strategy in the game. It should tell you about the kind of people we are. Like, yeah, it's like we're gonna save these people from you by killing them ourselves. And I think that was a good strategy that we could have easily won if we had killed all the settlers. He wouldn't have been able to kill any of them.
That's right.
But next time, because we are going to play again, we're going to keep that in mind. We're
Yeah.
going to write it on our hands, though, because every other plan we came up with, we bailed on 5 seconds later.
After we came up with it.
I would be like, do this on your turn. You're like, yeah, that's a good move. I'm like, okay, I end my turn, and it's your turn. You're just like, I'm going to do the opposite of what we just decided.
Yeah, we're gonna do. Holy shit! What was that? I gotta go.
Yeah, we should stay in the town and defend him. You're like, I use this card to warp to where you are. And I'm like,
that was a bad idea.
So again, it's not a failing on the game; it's a failing on us.
Yeah.
But I do think that it doesn't specify that. Yeah, my expert advice on this game, if you're a hunter, is kill the settlers yourself.
Why'd the cop shoot himself?
Oh my god! I don't fucking know. I don't care.
Why was the guy running out of the museum named Hero of the City?
Because he was born there and he was Japanese and his first name was Hiroshi.
Oh, favorite son of the city, sorry.
Oh, okay. Damn,
Not
I was like,
Hero
his
of
name's
the City.
Hiroshi and he was born there.
He was
was
the
he
painter, and he wanted to steal it because it was a forgery. I don't fucking know.
No.
Yeah, then I don't know. Nor do I care. You're gonna tell
Any
us anyway.
other things that don't work?
Yeah,
I don't like this
Any other
riddle
issues?
section. Yeah, I think this is a faulty line of thinking. The riddles. I don't like those.
I'll just wait till you hear the solution. This one, like...
Jesus Christ, Eddie. Enigma?
Oh.
The Riddler?
Yeah. Okay. So there's a lot of like I said, I was slightly miserable. I mean, I had fun with you guys playing it. I didn't necessarily enjoy my time with the game though.
I would like to see you as the Beast and see how that goes.
Oh baby. I didn't think a lot of the cards worked well enough together. Like I don't necessarily think it was a good idea to have the 2 different like color circles. You could only do 1 orange, 1 blue.
Instead of just giving someone the ability to just play 2 cards.
2 cards, yeah.
Right.
I found that extremely limiting. I found a lot of the cards, again, they just didn't like synchronize with each other. It wasn't like, oh, this will be a cool 1-2 punch. It's just,
Okay, yeah.
these are 2 things I can do. And the movement was extremely limiting. Like, I think the biggest card outside of like the one where there's one card, like if you get on the trail, you can keep on moving until you hit a spot that's not on the trail. That's cool.
That was
a great card.
Really cool card.
But the rest of them, the maximum amount of movement we had was like 2 spaces.
Right.
And considering you get on the trail, it could be one of, 4 directions or something you go. Me only being able to, once I like get on that trail, move 1 additional space was really limiting, considering the Beast, you were able to move like 3 or 4 spaces in a single turn.
Yeah, the max I could do was 3, but still, that's still more than you, which in this game is a lot.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
a
yeah,
problem
a
if
lot.
we're trying to track you down. Like I said, most of the cards were like move one space.
Yeah.
Or you could discard to move one space, but it's all you can do for your turn.
Right.
And then, like I said, like checking the area to see if you're there is not some sort of free action. Like you have to have a card that says you can check your location.
Check the area, and if something's there, you can attack. It's like, that's great. What if it's the only fucking card I have, and I know he's not here?
Yeah. It didn't feel balanced to me at all.
No, not at
like
all.
maybe with more players, with like more hunters, maybe that balance would change a little bit because we could cover more of the map.
Yeah.
But just having the two of us in what I saw as a kind of a pretty large
Or like
map,
different hunters with mixing with that beast, or
that
Maybe.
is another thing. I mean, we did only get to test 2 of the hunters, and there's I think 6 different ones. So maybe some of the other
6
abilities.
hunters and
It's not like we looked
just
into
as many
them.
beasts. I think
Like
too.
we didn't
It's-
look over the character sheets before and choose strategic pictures. I was like,
we were just like, that looks cool.
yeah, I was like, oh, the girl with the bow, she's cute. So like that's who I played as.
Yeah.
It was a quick decision, but that also shouldn't matter. It didn't feel really balanced, at least for the amount of players we had. Again,
Right.
it might be different. If you have multiple hunters and you can cover multiple sections of the map, then maybe all the things I'm complaining about would be fine. But only having 2 of us with like that many spaces and stuff and basically being blind, plus it was a handicap that the 2 of us were me and Dan. Like, so
that is a huge handicap.
maybe 2 clever players who can remember something for more than 7 seconds at once would have a shot. But it felt kind of like tedious and unfair. I at no point after like halfway through the first day did I think we had any chance at all. That's when we started coming to strategies of like, oh, we should kill these people ourselves. Like, it's because we realized like there's just nothing we're going to be able to do with this.
Right.
It also would have helped if, like, earlier I realized that, like, oh, every day the trail resets. Because I just kept on running into your trail. And like, yeah, he was in those spots on, like, his first turn. That... It might be cool. You would have to try it again.
Yeah, we're going to do it again, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, in terms of favorite moments, any memorable I have a couple. There were so many times where this game on the beast side felt like when you're playing hide and seek as a kid. And you're you're hiding in the bushes and you see the kid who's run right up to you, look around, and then run the other direction, and you're like, and that sense of like, oh, thank God he didn't see me,
like what we used to do as kids, where you would hide in the pile of jackets, and then someone would run by and be like, "That's nobody in there." And like,
or the times where we would like put a jacket in a corner, and then the person would think,
I see you. Come over here, like, motherfucker.
That's a good analogy. Yeah, that sounds like fun. I didn't get to do that.
Yeah, which is why this game requires some more playthroughs.
It does. So how many people does this game hold? Is
up to 4. 2 to 4.
Up to 4.
Yeah.
Even at 4,
that's weird. There's 6 characters.
Yeah.
You would think you could play up to 7 people if the map was
big
even
enough. At 4, I think we'll have to try. I think the game would still be too much in favor of the beast.
Mm-hmm.
There's a balancing issue, but again, it's partially because of us, because we were unfamiliar with how to play. I mean, we're constantly checking rules. I mean, my favorite part of the game was when I found a spike card, and then I had another card to take that spike card out of my discard pile and put it in my hand and then play it again next turn. That was my favorite thing.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
There's a card for the hunter that says you get to look at the beast's hand, choose any card you want, and force them to discard it.
Yeah.
And then I happen to have a card that's like, oh, I can go in my discard pile and pull anything out. So I used that twice, never got a chance with that card again. He instantly decided he hated it, and either no one got it, or that went in the pocket of the beast the rest of the game.
Yeah.
I found one working strategy, and within 13 seconds, it's like,
he
nope.
took it away from us.
Yeah. That was my favorite part of the game.
Yeah.
I got to giggle over spite. I'm happy with that, That was good.
I also loved the time where like you guys had this plan to trap me, and then Dan's like, I'm just gonna jump to you, and he warps halfway across the map, and Jamie's like, why did you do this?
And then he wasted another card to like warp back. We gotta had a couple of turns of strat. Yeah,
I'm not good with these
in
games.
hindsight, yeah, that was funny, but oh my god, was I mad.
Infuriating?
It was like 4 seconds after we came up with the plan, because he had killed one of the settlers already, so we only had like 2 more to defend. If he kills another one, we lose.
And you knew, like, I was in the southwest corner of the map. You
Yeah. So
knew. You
I'm
know,
like,
like-
all right, you stay there, I'll stay here. And he's like, cool, I'll use this card to warp to your exact spot. I was like, what are you doing? He's like, well, all right, cool, I'm going to use my only other card to warp back. So even if I'm there, I can't do anything.
There are a lot of bad decisions, mainly made on my part.
No, we were equally making
Horrible.
poor decisions.
Yeah, JB, a couple times, like, he would have these great moves of, like, going straight towards me, and then he'd be one space away, and then just turn and go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And that's, like, partially just, bad luck, because
Yeah, it's how they...
you didn't find the trail. If you have, like, hit a trail and then, moved again and saw another trail, then that
Yeah.
would have drastically changed how the rest of the game played out.
Yeah, like you said, I would be one space away from hitting you,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, I was going parallel to you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say this was my favorite part of the game. This is more of the fuck you, PJ part of the game, where I was like, oh, I've got my wolves out. Like, ah, fuck, they're gonna attack Dan and almost kill him. Fuck you, you asshole.
I think my favorite part was the lemon drops.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
That was really good.
Good martinis.
That was my favorite part.
That was really good.
I also really liked the cheese.
I mean, let's not forget, in the first day, I had wolves out, and you guys took them all away from me, and all my summon cards, so I couldn't make any new wolves either.
That's true.
That was a hard first round. That first
Yeah.
round was not good for me.
That was cool for like 8 seconds until we realized now we're out of cards. Like,
Yeah.
we had the advantage for a second, and then we're like, oh, the day is over.
Haha, we got what? Ah, shit. Now what are we gonna do?
And then I kept on forgetting I had an ability. Like at every dawn, I get a free movement space. Completely forgot about it. The
Oh,
entire
yeah,
game.
Yep.
I don't think that the game is bad. I just think that we were bad at it. and
I concur.
And like I said, it does definitely, I think, objectively, at least from what I've seen, has a few balancing issues.
Yeah.
But I could for sure see us now that we're semi-competent with the rules. Maybe not with technique, but with the rules, we understand those pretty much now.
See, semi
Yeah,
being
future
the
play
operative
could be
word
good.
here. Semi.
Yeah, like, we
Yeah.
know what the cards, because there's not a lot of action cards, so we know what the cards are that are coming, and we can, like, start planning ahead. Like, when this card comes around, we are going to grab it, and
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah. And I don't think in future playthroughs we're going to run into what we did this time, which is by the final day, we were still grabbing the rulebook and finding out we'd been playing wrong about some mechanic the whole time.
Right.
Like, we had one where anytime the beast was attacking, like, an animal, you were gaining health, like gaining max health, and then we realized later on the chart we were looking at wasn't telling you gain health. It was telling us the health of the animal. So you were like, I killed a boar, I gained 2 health. It's like,
Yeah.
no, they have 2 health. And we realized that on, like, day 3.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, how are we gonna fucking kill him if
'Cause
he's
so-
getting so
yeah.
strong and we can't?
Fortunately, though, like, I wasn't attacked up to that point, so I
No.
just got rid of the extra health. And
Yeah. But it was one of those things where I realized at some point, I'm like, wait a minute, if you have like 7 health, how would we ever kill you? This
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
no sense at all, because we only do like 1 damage with each attack, and I only have 4 cards, even if they were all attacks. Like, I couldn't do that.
Yeah,
If I
right.
started off in the same square with you, all my cards were attacked, and I used them all, I still wouldn't have killed you. So, like, it's like small things like that. Like, we don't need to look that up next. I'm sure we still will.
Oh, yeah.
But, we're a lot more competent. We were learning as we went along.
Yeah.
By the last day, we were still learning things or realizing we'd done things incorrectly. I feel like if we can get an extra 1 or 2 hunters in, and now that we know the rules, this could
Yeah.
actually be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, as of now, I'm not gonna rule out the game.
Mhm.
This is still way better than Aliens.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Yeah, thanks. I still have it. Like, I'm still gonna try and figure out how the fuck to play it. See
Yeah.
if we actually messed it up royally or.
It's like aliens, like xenomorph aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aliens, Glorious Day in the Core. Another
glorious
day in the Corps. It took us like almost 2 hours just to be like, I think we got it. Yeah, now it's running smooth. That didn't feel like we played it right.
No. Every turn we felt like we were playing it wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just immersion, so you feel like the Marines versus the aliens.
I mean, we did get Gorman killed, so it was pretty movie accurate.
Right.
Yeah. I think he was the only one we lost.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. So that is Beast. One play. We are going to do another play and release another follow-up episode of what we think about it. So,
and this time we're actually going to do it. Unlike our last
No, Frosthaven is coming. Part 2 is coming. We'll do that after Beast.
We just have to get into the game again. Continue it.
Yeah. So 2 weeks. No, 2 weeks time we have a different review coming up. But 2 weeks time we will play Frosthaven.
Right, and we should have more of that coming up. Thanks, JB, for being here with us.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm thinking about the riddle.
Shit, I forgot about it.
We need the answer.
All right.
Do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, but it's not the correct thing because I feel like the answer to things like this are usually like punchy.
No,
and I'm like,
it's
like it's a Departed situation. So you know what I mean? Like the robber was really the good guy and the cop was actually a bad guy.
You're closer to the correct answer.
When you it's terrible.
Instead of just thinking outside the box, you need to think outside the box and then across the street. Is how you solve these things.
Okay, I got it then. The answer is someone came up with it and really wanted to frustrate their friends, and then you found it and then read it to us.
Just to piss me off.
You ready?
So why was he hero of the city? To annoy Dan and I.
Pretty much.
During a cold spell, hence the balaclava, there is a fire in the museum, and its director tried to save the most valuable painting in the collection. The police officer had not noticed the fire yet and thought the man with the painting was a thief. He told him to freeze, but since the director was deaf, did not hear the police officer. When the police officer realized what he had done, he committed suicide.
I told you these things are fucking stupid.
This is so stupid. It's the added layer of, and he was deaf, so there was that.
Yeah.
And then the cop out of guilt, which decided he was gonna kill. Like, come on.
Why didn't he just bring out a small sword and commit seppuku?
Yeah.
This is very unrealistic.
This is the worst. Yeah.
Oh no! Go ahead. Do the fucking
okay. I'm fine with
thing.
he's wearing a ski mask because it's cold out. Okay. There was a fire and he saved the painting. Sure, but also he was deaf. And then this cop, the only one ever, because this is a thought exercise, had a conscience. All
right. This is the first one we ever did. Dan,
fucking hate this.
A man walks into a bar and asks for a glass of water. The bartender pulls out a gun from under the bar and points it at the man's head. The man says thank you, turns around, and leaves.
Is there like a question mark at some point? It just seems like the worst story in the world.
So why? Why did he
why did he walk in the bar?
Why did he ask for a glass of water? Why did he get a gun pointed at him? And then why did he just say thank you and leave?
It's like a weird kink roleplay thing.
No.
I mean,
acceptable answer though.
Yeah, no, that's final answer. Regis.
What you forgot to say though was after the gun was pulled out and he went, oh.
He said thank you.
And then said thank you.
These aren't even like solvable, like easy. They're not like thought exercises.
They're designed to last a long time, and you just ask yes or no questions over and over and over.
Okay, all right, that's new information here. I didn't know I was supposed to ask. Is this an interactive thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I hate you guys.
Now you know how I feel.
Well, that's like pertinent information. I should have been told in the beginning, like, oh yeah, it's a back and forth.
Okay, ready?
I thought I'm just supposed to think
it's
of
a back and forth.
You ready?
Right, well, you edit that into the beginning and then make me look like an idiot the whole time instead of a normal idiot.
Well, you want to hear the ridiculous stupidity of this?
I mean, not particularly, but go ahead.
I think you do. Ready? He walked into the bar because he had the hiccups. He asked for the glass of water.
Yeah, you just stop there. I got it.
Yep. Is your brain hurting?
It's another like, and also he was deaf. It's like there's information that you're supposed to have.
That's specifically withheld.
Yeah.
You know. So Bear walks into the bar and says, "I'll have a gin and tonic." The bartender says, "What's with the big paws?" And he goes, "I'm a bear."
That's one of my favorite stupid jokes.
See, but it's like it was like I said that, but I didn't say a bear walked into a bar. I'm just like, something walks into a bar.
Or Marvin walks into a bar. Marvin was the bear's name.
And orders a drink.
Yeah.
Why would he then go, "I'm a bear"? And you're like supposed to be like, well, he had a long pause. You know, like it's just I hate this. I'm not doing this ever again. This is the most frustrating. They're not even riddles. They're just exercises in annoyance.
I agree. This is fun for me because I get to see somebody else who's annoyed just as much.
I started off this day Team PJ. Do you know how hard it is to get me to sympathize with Dan?
It's okay. I don't sympathize with myself either.
That'll wrap it up for this week.
Yeah, that's Beast.
That's Beast. Tune in next week for a smaller party game and Beast Part 2. And we'll do that. And, what our thoughts are after we've played the game a couple more times. Because this game definitely merits multiple plays to see if it, if multiple plays fix some of those issues. Because I don't want to pass judgment with this game this early. Like some games where we know multiple plays would make the game better, like Root, where we love that game. And so awesome. And every time you play, you figure out more nuances between it. We were still comfortable passing judgment after only a couple plays.
Right.
Where Beast, I'm not comfortable passing judgment yet.
Not yet.
I'm not going to be here for your second playthrough, so I'm comfortable passing judgment.
Yeah.
It gets a B out of 7.
Excellent.
Yeah, you don't do number ratings, so.
You sunk my battleship.
Oh, okay.
A B out of st. Because then it makes a beast.
I give you permission to hit him.
That's the kinds of jokes you make.
But I didn't make it, so hit him.
Oh, you guys should just kiss. That was Beast.
All right, everyone. So we'll talk to you next week. Email us at gamesoverboard@gmail.com or visit us at gamesoverboard.com for more content. And feel free to, by the time this episode airs, you have a week to get into the giveaway where we're giving away t-shirts and card magnets and buttons and a game. And dice. So if you want to get in that giveaway, just comment on this video or send us an email, gamesoverboard@gmail.com.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.